All right, so what I want to show you today is a strategy on how you can prospect people you do not know on social media. Okay, so here you can see I have a few different examples of scripts, and these are variations, but a lot of them, most of them have a similar commonality. So, one approach to prospecting online people you don't know is, first of all, find people that you resonate with, that you have a common interest, and you can add friends and just start conversations, building rapport. That works too. I think especially if you don't have a following, if you make that a part of your daily method of operation, just adding new people to your network and creating new conversations, that is always a good best practice. But sometimes we get stuck in, adding new friends and just carrying on conversations forever, right? Building rapport forever. And if you're not asking a question if someone is open to taking a look at what we do, either on the product side or the business side, then you're not going to necessarily get to that next step. And I'll admit, I got stuck in that cycle. Like, I'm really good at making friends, I'm really good at building rapport, but I wasn't always asking the question. So I'm not moving the needle forward if I'm not asking the question if someone is open to looking at what I have, right? This approach is a little bit different. This is a very direct approach. So here's the script I'm going to use today. So I came across your profile from blank. Which page did you find them from? I'm going to talk about that in a second. The post you shared resonated with me, and I'll show you specifically the post. So I'm connecting with them. First of all, I'm sharing how I came across their profile. Listen, I know we don't know each other, so this is calling the elephant out in the room, right? Because if someone receives a cold message from you, the first thing they're going to be like, how did you find me, right? Like, where did this come from? So if you put it out there, it takes that resistance away, right? Because you're just calling it out. Listen, I know we don't know each other, but with everything that's going on in the world, I've been busy and productive growing my online business, helping people live happier and healthier. Curious, would you be open to seeing what it is that I do to earn income online from home? If you are open, I'd be happy to share to see if it's a fit. If not, no big deal. So, a few common elements, and this script can be adjusted to different pages, different posts that are shared, all that. But the few commonalities between them all, common threads, if you will. I came across your profile from blank. Where did you find them? Okay. And then I have some kind of connection piece to what they shared, or if they made a comment on a post that resonated with me, right? This is where I'll adjust it depending on the post that I'm talking about. Listen, I know we don't know each other, and this is what I'm doing. This is my intention. We don't know each other, but this is why I'm messaging you, right? Like, you're putting it out there. And then you ask the question, would you be open to seeing what it is that I do to earn income online from home? If not, if you're open, happy to share. If not, no big deal. Ask a question, give them an out, right? Why is this important? Well, asking a question, if they're open, I'm not spamming them with my link. I'm not sending them the opportunity video. I'm asking if they're open. And if they say no, it's okay, right? If you give people an out, you're going to get more responses, and no's are fine, right? We need the no's to get the yeses. So the asking the question, give them an out, is a really important step, because it kind of removes any barrier. Sometimes people don't want to respond because they don't want to say no, but if you tell them it's okay to say no, then they'll give you a response. And I actually track my no's because I think it's important. I want to track responsiveness, and I also want to track people that, obviously, the people I need to follow up with, and the people that are saying no, because your no's get you closer to the yeses, right? So this is the example script. So where I use this, so I'll show you now. I'm just going to copy that, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to go back to Facebook. Facebook is right here. So this page is called Moms United. So I'm a mom, as most of you know, and I actually target, in this approach, other moms, because I can connect with them and I can relate to them. And I really am really passionate about helping other moms have that time freedom with their families. That's part of my why, right? So you need to think about, you know, what type of people do you connect with? What kind of interests do you have? What kind of subjects can you connect with them on? Is it a favorite TV show? Is it health and wellness? Is it moms? Is it cycling? Like, you can be creative in terms of the types of pages that you can find people on. This one is one that I use a lot. Why? Because this page has millions of followers, 5.5 million followers, and there's a lot of engagement on their posts. So it's very easy for me to go and find people. So this is the post that I'm going to use. I thought it was hilarious. My child, mom, you owe me $3. Me, you owe me 250,000 and a new stomach. Like, that's the kind of humor I get, right? So anyone who's interacting or sharing that post is like, I want to talk to this kind of human, right? Because it's something that I can connect with. So if you remember the script said, you know, first of all, found you from Moms United page. The post you shared resonated with me. Like, isn't it so true, right? Like, I can connect with someone on that post. So if I go down here to 2,300 shares, right? So if you remember in my message, I'm sending a message to people that shared the post. And I spoke to that specifically in my messaging. So I go, who shared? I right click on the person, open in new tab. So this is where I'm going to just go down the list, open in new tab. So I'm opening each profile in a new tab. There's 4. And I'm not looking at their profiles at this point. I'm just doing this quickly, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll usually do 10 at a time. 7, 8. That's not a mom. Not discriminating against the dads, but I'm just, for this purpose, I'm focusing on the moms. 9. Is that 10? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then here we go. All right, so there's 10. Okay, so I have my script. I found the page. I found the post that I want to engage on. Sometimes I'll actually share the post myself, because then if they go to peek at me, then they've seen that I'm like, it's legit. Like I shared the same post. Like, it's, you know, the dots connect together, right? Because the first thing you do when you send a cold message, they're going to go look at your profile. So the other important part to this is you need to be posting on social media. If you're not now, start, right? Look for ways you can add value, create curiosity, sharing Opulence Global posts. They do a lot of different marketing that we can use, because people are going to look at, like, who is this person? Do I want to connect with them? If you don't have anything on your social media, then, you know, it's not really going to work, right? Or not that it won't work, but people will, like, your social media profile is like, it's like a window to who you are, or it can be, right? And if we're building our business online, then you should be posting consistently. How do you build a following organically? Is by posting good content so people want to follow you, right? And that's a whole other training. But anyways, so here we go. So I have the message, right? Here's the first profile. Here's Martha. I'm going to go message. I need to move the Zoom controls out of the way. Okay, I type her name, Martha, paste. Oh, yeah, there we go. It worked. So paste, send. Next one. Marcia, paste, done. Belinda. See how fast this goes when you actually set it up? I don't know what this person's name is. I'll just put the first one that I see. Oh, gosh. Okay. Anna. computer's being slow. I don't know why it's frozen. Maybe I'm going too fast for Facebook. Okay, so, and then Tina, so I'm almost done. Okay, so there we go. So that's 10 messages. So it's a little bit of work to find your page, you know, write the script that you're going to use, and then you open the profiles. This works best when you're working from a desktop because you can open the tabs at the top, right? From your phone, it's not as fast, but you can still do the same thing, copy and paste. So now what I want to do is I want to actually go and find the post on their profile and engage on it. So I'm just gonna, in this one, I can't put a comment, so I'm just gonna haha it. Because if I engage on something on their profile, my message, if I'm not connected to them, which I'm not friends with any of these people, it's gonna go into their others folder. So if you knock, we call it knocking on their door. Knocking on their door, if you engage on their profile in some way, then they're more likely to see the message that you sent them, okay? So this one I can't interact because sometimes people have their settings, you can't comment, you know, whatever. So I'm just gonna close that one. This is gonna pop open each time. I'm just gonna do the same thing. So I'm gonna haha. Again, I can't comment, but if I have an opportunity to comment, I do. And I'll show you what I'll find an answer here. Now I can comment on this one. So I'm gonna, why my computer's so slow? Oh my God, so true. P.S. Sent you a message. Would love to connect. I'm going to copy that. So in case I can do that again. So now I'm like knocking on their door. So now they're like, oh, she sent me a message. Okay, I better go look for it, right? Same thing here. Where did my smiley face go? Oh, it is there. All right, so I'm almost done. That one I can't leave a comment. Okay, so close that one, last one. I hate how these always pop up. All right, so I can't leave a comment there. So that was 10 messages. How long did that take me? I mean, I was explaining along the way, but when I'm doing it, it's usually very, very fast. And I can go back to that exact same post and do the same thing. So you can see the ones that I did, I engaged on, right? So if I want to go back to the same post and continue another 10, then I know which ones that I've already done because there's an emoji there, right? So then what I do is I'll take a piece of paper and I write all the names. I go on my phone and I look at my messenger and I just in a row write all the names of people, you know, on a sheet. So I like to see it all in a sheet. Like I like to look at my day and see what I actually did in my day. Plus, when people start to respond to me, then I can make appropriate notes on my sheet. I don't worry about the people that don't respond. I only focus on the people that do respond, and then they go on a separate list, and then that's my follow-up list. So that's the strategy. So again, I love it because you can send a lot of messages. You can do this on Instagram, you can do this on any platform, but this particular strategy by targeting a page with a common interest to you and then finding a post that has a lot of engagement is really effective. And from there, I bring them through a process. So I have a little sort of sequence of scripts that's on, I have it on my phone. So usually when I continue with people, I continue with Messenger on my phone just because I'm a lot faster on Messenger. So when someone responds, the first message I send is, and I can put these in the scripts document in our Google file, our Google Doc. I think, I don't know if it's totally up to date with what I've been using, but the first message I send, so when someone says, yeah, sure, I'm open, the first message I send is, great, happy to share and would love to learn more about you too. When would you have some time to watch a short video or two? And then I wait for their response. And then I send them another message that says, so I want them to give me a time when they're going to watch the video, right? I don't want to just like send them links. So you want to have a bit of back and forth. And sometimes people fall off in that process too, which is why the follow-up is super important. So then what I do is I send them the intro video of our CEO and the oxidative stress video. And before, in the beginning of my message, it says, check these out. And from there, if it resonates, I'm happy to invite you to a webinar that gives a more thorough explanation. So in having that step in between, instead of just inviting them to a webinar right away where I have no idea about anything about who they are or whatever, I want to just introduce what we do to see if it clicks for them at all, right? If it doesn't, I don't want to waste an hour of their time. So it kind of like sets up another filter. So the people that are coming to the webinars are more interested because they've invested time to at least check out a video, right? So that's what I do, but that's one way of doing it. And I'm trying to get in the habit of doing this over and over and over again over a period of time, so I can look back and really track the results of my activities doing this. So was that helpful? Like, was that kind of a cool strategy? Trying to think if there's anything else with this one. So yeah, the follow-up is the most important. So on my sheet, like, this is where you could use your forensic box, right? So if you have someone that responds, when they respond saying yes, they become a lead, right? So then they would go into your forensic box in terms of your follow-up strategy. I like to have a visual. I like to see how many people I have engaged. I actually have a little legend. So I'll put like a little dash if I was able to knock on their door, if I was able to send a comment, because I want to see if those people are actually responding more. Anyone who responds, even if it's a no, gets a star. So I can track all the responses, and I can track the no's, and I can track everything. I'm a little bit detail oriented in that way. Because I think when you look back over a period of time, a month, 2 months, 4 months, it's like it can really give you a representation of like how effective it is. And yeah, and then the follow-up is the most important, because a lot of people fall off on the process. They say yes, and then they're just, people are busy. I lose messages in Messenger too, right? So you have to make sure that, you have that list of people that you're following up with, or else it's kind of a wasted effort, right? The follow-up is the most important in any type of prospecting we do. People are not going to buy the first time you send them a link, right? You have to kind of drip on them. Like, hey, have you had a chance to watch that? Hey, here's something else. Here's another testimonial I thought you would like to see, whatever. And if someone says no to the opportunity, then I come back at them. I have a script again for that where it says, great, no problem. I'm really passionate about helping people, earn extra income from home. There's a lot of people that are looking for solutions. If you happen to know of anybody, I would love to, help them, or love to connect with them. Or you can flip to the product, right? Great, no problem, no big deal. Hey, just curious, would you be interested in checking out my product suite to see if it's something that could help you and your family? So I always like respond postured, we call it, right? It's like, no big deal, but like, hey, do you know of something else? Like, see if you can leave them with another seed planted. And I'm just going to show you my scripts for a sec again, to show you just an example, another variation. Just a couple other examples, like doing the same process, but I'll show you a product one. So here. So this is one where there's a comment, right? So a post that had a lot of engagement and someone commented something that I connected with. And that was actually products. So this one I think was a diabetes page. And the comments of people I prospected, or people in their comments, they say somewhere that they have diabetes. So it's a very targeted approach. Just wondering, what have you tried to manage your diabetes? If I could show you an all natural product that's helped others, would you be open to taking a look? Again, I'm not trying to sell them a product. I'm asking them if they want to take a look at what I have, right? And actually, I found that the product cold prospecting, I get a higher amount of responses. That's just my observation. I was doing all opportunity for a while, but I tried to switch it up and did the product one. So here's a few more examples. I saw you on blank. I have something that's helped me with energy. If you another example was given in our group, like if there's a mattress company, right? People that are looking at mattress companies are probably looking for like a good mattress so they can sleep better. So you could, hey, I have a product that helps with sleep. Would you be open, right? Health and wellness, recipes, taking control of their health. Like people that are looking at those types of pages are proactive in taking care of themselves. There's another diabetes one, right? And then what else? Oh, cardiovascular disease. So heart disease, this is the heart and stroke page. So my dad, I almost lost my dad a few years ago because he had almost had a heart attack, and he still struggles. Like it's, so that I can connect with someone on that. So again, what is it for you that you can connect on? What types of pages? And the more specific, the better. So I struggled a little bit with product because Fountain of Life does so much, right? But you can't just again, honing in on something specific and creating that connection is where people are like, huh, okay, yeah, sure, right? So other examples. I hope we don't nudge. Oh, this is just generic. This is one by location. So this is not the same strategy with a page, but if you just come across someone, so let's say even maybe you're in some groups, right? If you're in Facebook groups, you shouldn't be prospecting within groups, and you shouldn't reference group names because you'll get booted. Usually most groups have policies around recruiting in there, but you don't have to reference a group. You could find someone in the group and just see they're from Australia. Like I'm actually very intentional about building in Australia. So I look for people online every day that live there, and I just send them this message. Hey, I know we don't know each other, but I see you're in Australia. I'm looking to expand my business there. Just curious, would you be open to taking a look? If not, no big deal, right? It's the same format of script, and I have no attachment to what they say, right? But you can send a lot of messages out. So there's just a few examples. I'll make sure all these scripts are in that document in the team Google Drive for anyone that wants to use them. And yeah, so I hope that was helpful. Is that helpful?
Yeah, actually, that's very helpful, Stephanie. This is Hassan. I really like that. I was almost to ask you the script, but you just mentioned it. That's a Google Drive, and if you can send to me that link, that would be great.
I will.
Google Drive, yeah.
I'll put it in the team chat.
Yeah, and the two videos that you mentioned about, one is they say they're open, the one for the CEO, and there's another one introduction that you mentioned. That's a good idea to start up. When they say that, then you don't want to throw up right away to the product and all that stuff and testimonies. Those things is good to have that thing. I haven't heard before, and that's a good idea. Just always, we all like introduction. We all like something as a beginning before you just go into deeply. That's really good. If you can also, throw me up those videos.
Well, you're bringing people through a process, right? Like
right.
Where a lot of network marketing companies get flack is being spammy and putting their link everywhere and just sending out mass messages where you're like, hey, buy my product, join my team, right? This approach is like, you're not being spammy. You're not trying to recruit someone immediately. You're asking if they're open. If they're not open, you move to the next person. And then if they are, then you bring them through that process. And if at any point, someone asks, the other line that I'll use sometimes, like if I'm maybe sometime after a little bit, I'm talking to them in voice note. One thing that I will say is, by the way, if you end up, deciding that this is a fit for you, join our team, whatever, or you decide to, to do this is the same process that I follow and that I teach. So someone will look at it and they're like, wow, okay, yeah, I can follow a process, right? They can see for themselves how they can bring people through a process and share videos. So it allows them to see that it could be a simple process for them to follow. So I think it's important to bring people through the process. If you're like, let's say you're targeting a skincare one, then maybe you would use the Fairy Flawless video instead, right? Like you cater it depending on what you're focusing on. And I think when you do batches in this way, it's like, so one day I'll do, like today I'll just do that Moms United, that exact same post, right? And I do blocks of 10. I try to do at least 20 a day, Kathy, and I saw your question there. But depending on how much time I have blocked, like if I'm sitting down for an hour and just doing that, and I already know, like I have a great post like that and a page that I have got a lot of engagement, I can do 40 in an hour or more, right? If that's all I'm doing. I just tend to get distracted sometimes. Plus, you don't want to send out 40, 50 messages. Like Facebook will flag you as being spammy. And so that's where I do 10, and then I'll go and engage with them, and then I'll write on my list. So there's a little bit of a gap time in between so that you're not, just being detected as a bot by Facebook.
Right, right. Yeah, and actually, yesterday I was at the FedEx place, and one of the, you know, helper was kind of, I mentioned the business. This guy was doing some flyers, and did she just mention about her father was kind of sick, struggling something, and that opens up actually the conversation. Then I say, okay, I will send to you some YouTube and some videos. Actually, will help you. The one you just mentioned, that's why I wanted those introduction. For me, is very helpful to
Mhm.
have those in handy without just going through first the product. Then you send the introduction and something like as a beginning of somebody, then they can go in, you can send that after that, those other, videos. If you can, help me with those kind of stuff, as it's just a second month right now, 1 month and a half. Yeah. And that would be very helpful. Anything
Yeah.
that you can. Yeah.
So the just so everybody knows, when mostly everybody, when we have a new partner launch, there's usually, we try to put these 7 videos, like here are some helpful videos to get started in every My5. So those videos you already have access to. It just, in the way it's the way I write my little script to kind of introduce them is a certain way, but you do have them. And what I do is I actually keep them on my phone. So on my phone, in my notes section, I have an opulence folder where I have my scripts and my like my scripts, videos, everything. So if I'm on my phone and someone's like, yeah, sure, send me information, I just go and I copy and paste, right? So I suggest that will be helpful for you to keep them handy. So once you have them, then it's really easy to just go and find it, and then you can share it over and over again. So hope that helps. I'm going to stop
Yeah.
recording, and if there's any
Yeah.
other
And
questions.
yeah, it's definitely